Hey everybody, what's up? Back in the garden again today. We're going to be talking about how to grow marigold flowers. Now, I am talking about marigolds, not pot marigolds, which some people call calendula. I am talking about the summer tender annual marigold. There are a lot of different types. There's African marigolds, French marigolds. For the most part, they come in the same range of colors. Dark oranges, dark reds, yellows, some maybe light cream type colors. A lot of people do grow these in their vegetable garden because they are said to be able to kind of deter pests in a companion planting type of situation. I'm not so sure about that. I don't know if that really does work or not. I've done it, but more often than not, I choose to grow them as cut flowers. Planting these seeds is actually really easy. You can go about sowing them indoors in a seed tray and seed starting mix. There are tons of videos how to do that. I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me put dirt in a tray. I'm sorry. I personally don't grow indoors, but it can be done with a heat mat and a grow light. And I'm sure there are some really amazing channels that can show you that in more detail if that's what you need. Marigolds also do extremely well when you winter sow them. Now, since they are more of a tender annual, I don't winter sow my marigolds in January or February, you know, in milk jugs out in the garden. If you're not familiar with winter sowing, go ahead and search that on my channel, or I'll put a link somewhere and you can learn more about that. It's really effective for me. Anyhow, since these are more tender, I tend to winter sow them in March, the beginning of March or the beginning of April. It really just depends on when your last frost date is. Ideally, I like to plant them about a month before my last frost date. That way, if there is a frost, I can just throw an old sheet or a row cover or something over top of the milk jugs. And I usually don't have any problem, but again, it's always a process, a trial and error when you're learning new things, and you won't have to take up room in your house for marigolds and all that. It's already outside. They're already hardened off. There's not much of a problem with dampening off. There are really a lot of advantages to winter sowing. Last but not least, marigolds can be direct sown into a prepared garden bed after all danger of frost. I like to do this because, one, I plant a lot of marigolds, and two, it's easy. Now, of course, you can read the package and plant at the depth of the package, but me personally, I tend to just scatter the seeds and make sure they've made good contact with the soil and keep them nice and moist until they do begin to germinate. It really does just depend on what your goals are. I tend to be more of a lazy gardener, and I take kind of a relaxed approach to it, but if you want things to be structured and organized, that's perfectly fine too. I'm just trying to give you all the options that I've tried. After you've planted your marigolds out into your warm soil and they've germinated and all the chance of frost is gone, they really are a carefree plant. These plants grow really well in the hottest part of my garden that's in full sun next to my sidewalk, and they don't seem to have a problem with the hottest days. In order to keep the plants blooming and beautiful throughout the year, you want to make sure you deadhead or snip off those spent blooms that have turned brown and kind of gross, or you can let them mature and save the seeds. Now, obviously, you can go out to the home improvement store and just buy big old cell packs of zinnias and plant them in your yard. But they're so easy and so cheap to grow from seed. And also, if you even wanted some more, I'm pretty sure you can take zinnia cuttings and propagate more. Don't quote me on that. I'm not absolutely sure on that, but I think you can. I've never tried it. Like a lot of plants, the season for these is going to end with your first frost. They are not too tolerant of the frost. One of the things to note about marigolds is that a lot of varieties do tend to have this very distinct smell, and some people hate it, like absolutely hate it. I'm indifferent to it. It doesn't really bother me, but it is kind of a different smell. It's not a sweet flower smell that you would expect from a flower, but I personally don't find it offensive or anything like that. I hope this video was somehow helpful. If it was, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. If you didn't like this video, that's fine too. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And go ahead and subscribe anyway. I might do something you do like, or maybe not. I don't know. Hope you're having a great day. Bye, guys.